Students at a Commerce City school had to be evacuated because of a gas leak. Most of them had to spend their afternoon outside. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Kim Christensen.
I'm Sam Shocker. This unfolded at Capstone Academy this afternoon. At this time, we don't have any reports of serious injury. 9 News investigative reporter Kevin Vaughn has been at the scene for hours. Kevin, what have you learned?
Sam and Kim, things have calmed down significantly in the past hour. Parents have come and picked up their kids. The firefighters and the paramedics and the police officers who were here all afternoon just left. We're at 88th Avenue and Uravan Street, just a few miles west of Denver International Airport. This all started a little after 12:30. That's when, according to a spokeswoman for Xcel Energy, a contractor cut a natural gas line about a half mile from here. The odor reached the school and the staff moved the students outside and began releasing them to their parents. Among those evacuated were Jamison Payne, a kindergartner, and his sister Charlotte, a 3rd grader.
But it was actually a evacuation, and so that's what happened. And then I got nervous because then I knew that the firefighters would keep me safe because my dad's a firefighter.
At this point, we haven't gotten any reports that anybody needed medical attention for any sort of serious illness as a result of this. Reporting live in Commerce City, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Certainly scary for those parents, but the good news is that all the kids are home and it seems like that there have been no injuries reported. Kevin, thank you.
We have new details today into the deaths of 6 people at a Weld County dairy. Firefighters responded to the Prospect Ranch Wednesday night. 6 people were found dead inside a confined space.
9 News reporter Evan Krugel joins us in studio after spending the day in Keensburg. Evan, you spoke with some family members of those victims today.
Yeah, Sam, such a tragic situation. Family members say these 3 men were all working for an electric company and were on a service call to the farm when they died from potential gas exposure in a confined space. Today, industry experts are offering some insight into what might have happened. Plenty of questions remain after 6 people were found dead at the Prospect Valley Dairy Farm in Weld County. Audio from Wednesday night points to a potential cause: poisoning from hydrogen sulfide.
We have confirmed 5 reported unconscious victims approximately 12 feet down with possible high levels of H2S and unknown gases.
Hydrogen sulfide is just one of those byproducts of manure decomposition, and it's very toxic.
David Dufresne is an ag expert at CSU and says manure from cows often has to be pumped outside through pipes and valves that can be dangerous if they break or open.
And so when it decomposes, there are gases that are emitted. One of those is hydrogen sulfide, and that's a very toxic gas. And when you take when you inhale this, and the effects of that on the human body are pretty quick.
Family members say Jorge Sanchez and brothers Alejandro and Oscar Espinoza were part of a group of 4 electricians doing work at the farm. All 4 were killed, along with 2 other people, including a high school student.
Unfortunately, this is just, it's an unfortunate event.
David says gas-related deaths at dairy farms are not uncommon, but he's never seen one like this.
Usually it's in 2s or 3s. Oftentimes it's 2s. One person goes in and they succumb, and then another person goes in after them. But I've never seen 6. Never. That's a lot.
Now, the Weld County coroner has not released any official report on those causes of death. Family members tell me they have plenty of questions about this as well. Right now, they've organized a fundraiser to help cover funeral expenses. We have a link to that on 9news.com. Guys.
Evan, truly a heartbreaking story, and I think we've learned that, this is somewhat not uncommon when you come to certain dairy farms.
Yeah, not uncommon, but very uncommon to see it in this total 6 people killed. So certainly tons of questions regarding why all 6 of those men were in there when this happened. We'll continue pressing for those answers.
Evan Krugel, thank you.
Democratic Governor Jared Polis is calling for Pueblo County Coroner Brian Cotter to resign As an elected official, the governor doesn't have any power to fire him. On Wednesday, an inspection under new state law discovered several decomposing bodies at his mortuary.
At this time, Mr. Cotter has not resigned. I think it's important to understand that none of the county elected officials, nor the governor, have the statutory authority to remove the coroner. Additionally, the governor has declared a disaster emergency. This action mobilizes state resources to respond to this incident and to protect public health and safety.
The Fremont and El Paso coroner offices are stepping in to help manage the day-to-day operations in Pueblo County. No formal charges can be filed until the investigation is complete. Victims gave their impact statements this morning, but the judge decided not to sentence the co-owner of a funeral home that was full of decomposing bodies. The judge rejected the plea deal that would have given John Halford 20 years behind bars for the abuse of 191 corpses and giving families fake ashes. A new sentencing date was not set because the case is now reset. That means Halford can now withdraw his guilty plea and choose to go to trial.
We're learning more about the hoax stabbing in Staunton State Park earlier this week. The 26-year-old Callum Heskett searched the internet before stabbing himself with a pocket knife. Today, we learned that the Jeffco Sheriff's Office, he agreed to let them search his phone, and they found Google searches he made days before the stabbing. According to court records obtained by 9 News, searches included how deep are arteries in lower abdomen and 3.5-inch stab wound. Court documents also revealed during his radio call for help, he said he was in a physical altercation with a suspect. That led to a search and closure of the park to search for a suspect that did not exist. Yesterday, officials said that Heskett was still being treated for his injuries and would be charged upon his release. 9 News also confirmed that Heskett served as an officer with Lafayette Police for about 9 months.
Right now, the Derby fire burning north of Dots Arrow is growing even bigger. It's now more than 3,500 acres and remains uncontained. Firefighters have secured more than 200 structures in the area. The fire started by lightning last Saturday. There's going to be a public meeting tonight at the Gypsum Town Hall at 6:30. Let's take a live look outside. Much cooler weather. Certainly great news for firefighters. That's exactly what we need. We see some raindrops even, and this is going to kind of extend into the weekend. We're going to get a little relief, whether we like the timing or not. We know that we desperately need it. So let's get to Corey Reppenhagen.
Yeah, those raindrops that you see on that camera out through Golden, here it is on radar. It was looking pretty good up in the foothills, and it's just kind of dying as it heads into the metro. A few sprinkles in line here for the west side of the metro. We could see a rain shower like that all the way through about the 9 o'clock hour tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to have just enough moisture and instability in the air to have a shower or a drizzle at any time. Tomorrow morning, we could see some of that light drizzle, maybe some mist in the area. Probably not too impactful. Maybe in the afternoon, we get a more organized shower, about a 30% chance to catch one of those in the Denver area. But that is your day on Saturday. And then we'll crank up a little bit more of the moisture on Sunday. Here's the temperature forecast for tomorrow. We could stay below 80 degrees here in Denver. We only made it to 80 today. We're starting to introduce a little bit more of the state into this cooler weather pattern. And the western slope, hang in there. A couple more days, you'll be into the 80s as well. Here's the forecast in Denver for the next few days. So your weekend, we will have a few showers each one of these days that could disrupt your afternoon plans. I think maybe Sunday would be the more disruptive showers, even though it's only 40% coverage. And then Monday, we have a potential weather impact alert coming down the pike because the ingredients for more widespread, heavier showers are starting to come together. So we'll keep an eye on that, but that is definitely a day to watch out for.
We're following some breaking national news at this hour. A tour bus crashed in western New York State, about 30 miles east of Buffalo. Multiple people were killed and many more were injured. According to local police, the tour bus was coming out of Niagara Falls and heading to New York City. There were 52 people on board, including the driver. Police say the bus lost control, went over the median and overcorrected, ending up in a ditch. Multiple people were trapped. They confirmed the driver survived, although children were among the victims. Let's take a live look at this new video, an explosion at the Smitty's plant. rocked the small town of Roseland, Louisiana earlier today. Drone video shows the massive fire that started from the explosion. This plant is known to have flammable materials inside. Right now, there have been no reported injuries, but emergency evacuations are in place near that site.
A historic plane went off the runway and landed on its front end at Centennial Airport this morning. No one was hurt, but there was some damage. Pictures show a hole in the wing. Some fuel also leaked out, but that was quickly cleaned up. South Metro Fire had to bring in its technical rescue team to help get that plane uprighted.